Let's all go down to Dumas Walker. That's the sound of another Kentucky basketball victory. Were you going to do?
Going to get a copyright claim for hitting that note so well.
We're getting enough trouble here. I didn't see the very end. What's our score? 98-67. Almost hit that 100 piece. Felt like there at the end we shouldn't have taken the shot clock violation. Should have gone for the 100. But it was another fun night here in Rupp Arena. The second dress rehearsal for the Cats before it gets really real next week when they play Wright State. Tonight they had the defending D2 national champions, the Minnesota State Mavericks of Mankato, Myron Metcalf, something or other, a lot of M's in there. But a good team that's won a lot of basketball games. The last time that team was on the floor, they hit a buzzer beater to be national champs in D2. Today they came in here and did not have a close game, although it was close for a moment. We'll start there. Really, a little bit of a slow start for the Cats. It even got to 22-20, and Minnesota State had a three-pointer to take the lead. I got a little nervous. I don't know if you all got nervous. Not too worried, but you don't want to be down one in the first half to them. They miss. 18 straight points going the other way, and it's never close again. Kentucky runs them out right around halftime. Jackson Robinson, a star. What do you have, like 8 three-pointers? 8 of 12, I believe. We can double-check that box score. He's the storyline tonight, but really just another fun effort by the Cats. We had a blast watching it. Jack Pilgrim, I'll start with you. What we have a little tonight just off the top. Normal starting lineup, but we did see some Kirk Risa, and we have a Amari Williams injury to get to. Why don't you touch on a little Kerr and Amari and just how it looked to begin with real quick?
Yeah, so I had heard leading up to this game that Kirk Risa had really been ramping things up, was in position to be full go, but just more of a, do you risk him in a game that doesn't matter? Clearly, Kirk Risa and all of the spunk that he brings to the table is not going to miss a game that he was able to play in. He, in his headband glory, comes out and drills a three-pointer in his debut. He looks the part. He has one no-look pass that is absolutely sick to Andrew Carr. That was an absolute blast.
6 assists, by the way.
Six assists. But big takeaway for me was Mark Pope at SEC Media Day said, you know, when talking about exhibition games, what can you get out of something like this? He wanted to get exposed. In some way, he wanted to see his team, how they would respond to adversity, what it would look like to have them up by just 1 point after 10 minutes of game time, to see them respond and claw back in their own identity and didn't have to kind of do anything different out of their own routine, just started making the shots that they were missing to start with, taking care of the ball, stopped turning the ball over. They had 5 turnovers in the first 9 minutes. That was as many as they had in the entire game against Kentucky Wesleyan. So cleaned up so much after a really, really sloppy start. It was exactly what Mark Pope wanted to see, and I love to see a 1 point lead through 10 minutes turn into a 35-point blowout. A
lot of happy people walking out of Rupp Arena tonight. Not a great crowd, to be honest. Lots of empty seats up top, but the people here were happy. All about that reset button. There's just a new excitement around this team. Zach, I'll ask you your thoughts. I'm sure you had a blast just like the rest of us. Jackson Robinson's my takeaway. Did anyone else really stand out? I took the easy one, player of the game.
Otega Owe, for the second straight game, looks like a guy that is going to be very, very tough to stop in transition. I'd like to see it happen against some actual Division I basketball players, but he seems like a load to try and guard when he has a full head of steam going towards the rim. He even hit like a nice little pull-up mid-range jumper that he got fouled on. Me and Jack like to joke that it looks like he has 3 hitches in his jump shot. But when he's actually shooting that mid-range jumper, it looked a lot more fluid. Maybe it was just a little bit easier for him, but I thought he looked great.
What rating do you want? A+.
10 out of 10.
A- for the first half. You wanted a rating, as you are.
My
Zach,
rating?
sorry to interrupt.
I'll say B+.
I love the chaos in the shows out here.
Just to not.
We're giving ratings.
A++.
Oh.
What's your rating, sir? You can't just ask us.
Grader.
Absolutely A+. Absolutely A+. Defense tonight was superb.
Look at that. It's an A+.
We like
an
it.
A+.
We do like A+.
Also, I'm going to brag on my colleague Jacob here. My man just signed an autograph. That was pretty cool. You ever signed an autograph before?
I've never done that before.
God, I wish I could see what that signature looked like.
That's how big the Rapid Reaction's getting, doing autographs over here. You didn't get your thought finished there. We got interrupted by the grades.
There's 1,000 thoughts going in.
This is the most chaotic post-game show that
exists. It's a mile a minute. I'm Michael Scott, favorite Stephen Peak line I like to bring up. Other standouts, I liked what we saw from Andrew Carr after kind of like limping.
40. No, calm down. 38.
We're never going to get there. after kind of half-assing his way through a couple of layups early in that first half, it sounded like Mark Pope said, hey, go dunk the ball. In the second half, he went and dunked the ball. He's a really good passer, just fun to watch in transition. We had a Brandon Garrison coast-to-coast that was just that close from being like the coolest highlight of the whole year already. Just barely missed that layup. I think, did we mention the Amari Williams thing?
Not enough. We kind of scratched the surface, but
I'll talk on it for a second, and then we'll go to the rest of this stuff. Yeah, Amari Williams is about 3 minutes into the game, appeared to maybe bump knees, I think is kind of what the consensus was from our people that were watching on the computer. He bumped knees, did not return, but before the first half ended, we saw him on the bike, staying loose, so that's usually a good sign. Hopefully he's not something severe, and it was more of just a precautionary thing. Obviously, they didn't need him, but hopefully he gets better, and yeah, we got Kerr back, Amari out.
When Williams was out, saw some interesting lineups. We saw what small ball looks like. If I'm not mistaken, what was it? We had Butler, Chandler, Bria, Noah,
Trent.
And actually at one point Bria was the 5 on defense, and I think Jackson Robinson was in there too. Otega subbed in. Speaking of Otega, we knew the starting lineup going into this year. 4 guys pretty much had it locked up. Wasn't sure about that 2-guard spot. I'm all in on him, not just because of how he looks, but he's been the first one to get after it right away both games. Last week, I think he had like 7 points and 3 rebounds in the first 2 minutes. Tonight, scores the first 4 points with 2 rebounds. Number 1 indeed. That guy's my starter. Pope said that might be a fluid situation. He might change it a lot, but I love how just right out of the gate he's been bringing it. He was great right off the bench. Really does a lot of things. You mentioned Brandon Garrison's dunk, too. I'm a little scatterbrained. Why did number 5 jump with him?
I wasn't even talking about that.
You were talking about the one he didn't finish.
Yeah,
sorry, that just popped in my head.
But I missed that one. Jack, he had to explain it to me what happened. But yeah, jumping was a very poor decision. Poor business decision.
There's a little more, not across the board athleticism, but Owe, the athletic one, but Garrison showing a little athleticism too as a big.
And it's awesome because Brandon Garrison was the potential guy. He was the flash guy. You knew Amari Williams was kind of the stable, consistent force in the front court, and you just wanted to see spurts out of Brandon Garrison. So to see him get extended runs and play as well as he did, I don't know how long Amari is going to be out. I hope that it's just a bang knee situation and he does come right back. But Brandon Garrison showed enough to me today that if he does have to see some extended runs or even, emerge as the starting center of this basketball team, I think that there's enough there to feel confident in the front court where there's not just an unbelievably massive drop-off. I think Brandon Garrison, we talked about the coast-to-coast, we talked about the dunk, but just the polish and the post moves and just the touch around the basket, those were kind of some of the bigger flaws coming in. Like one of the downsides is, just the offensive game just isn't that developed. He's really starting to come, he shows, again, flashes, but can't really string together, consistent production. I thought he did that every single minute he was on the floor. There weren't really any stretches that I was like, that's the potential of Brandon Garrison kind of shining through instead of the actual production. I thought Brandon was incredible tonight.
He was so incredible that I got you a gift, Jack Pilgrim. Remember this
guy?
I brought him over. He's back from the Rapid Reaction.
Yes.
I got something for y'all tonight.
He says
y'all got to help me.
All right.
Ready? Y'all got to get down with me. Y'all got to get down. Ready?
Okay.
Tell me who's in the house tonight.
You can't.
Tell me who's in the house tonight.
You can't.
Tell me who's in the house tonight.
You can't.
Yes.
Thank you for that. That felt good.
I think I'm missing something that happened.
I'm really hoping the team starts doing that.
He's becoming a regular on
This
these.
is our mullet man. Look at his lettuce.
You were a popular man on our first Rapid Reaction. Glad to have you back. Any more thoughts after that nice Mark Pope impersonation there?
Hey, I'm loving that second squad when they come in because it's not slowing down none, and I love it that Brandon Garrison got a lot more runs tonight because he just showed all the versatility he's got, and the pass and all that stuff coming. And I looked up and I seen fans as like, man, they need to stop shooting. They need to keep driving the boat. Don't go away from the identity because look, right before the second half, bam, 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 bam. That's Mark Pope's offense. You got to stick to your identity. And last year we kept going away from our identity. Can't do that.
As I'm looking at your identity, I feel my own hair blowing in the wind. How are you grading this? I haven't curled it yet, but I'm getting there, man. I'm trying.
You're about 6 months away.
Okay, I'm working on it. Well, thanks for crashing our party again. Come back and do that anytime. You're a regular on here.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, he does bring up a good point where Mark Pope. I remember that behind the scenes Hell Week video that he posted.
Don't you dare.
Right. But where he said, guys, there are going to be games where we start 0 for 12. And everybody's going to go, oh, well, this just isn't Kentucky's night. And then you rattle off 12 straight threes and win the game. That was this game. That was exactly what I wanted to see just in terms of like what do we know what is his name? Do we know Mullet Guy's name?
I don't. I just like this relationship we have with him.
Mullet Guy, he brings up a really good point. They stuck with the identity, and we just need to get him on every single Rapid Reaction because his take was better than anything I could put together.
So if we don't know,
we're really just relying on him. Jacob, when things went a little south in the first half, as we mentioned, Minnesota State had a chance to take the lead, missed it, but that flurry was on from there, and you noted it was all 3-pointers before halftime.
Yeah, I think they had what was it? 6 straight threes?
The last 6 field goals?
Yeah, the last 6 field goals of the first half were threes. And the thing that really stood out to me is you have Kobe Brea on this team who is heading into the season statistically maybe the best 3-point shooter in the country. He went 1 for 5 from 3. And Kentucky still looked really good shooting the ball. So they have so many guys on the perimeter that can hit shots. And if Kobe Brea starts hitting his shots, this team is going to be deadly.
Wasn't quite the Wesleyan game from 3 when they went 21 of 42. I think 13 of 37 off the noggin here. I got a nod there.
35.1, I believe.
So not the lights out performance that we saw a week ago, but also they got to blow a team out without having to make as many threes, which is comforting. Jackson Robinson, as they said off the top. I mean, is this going to be a regular thing? Maybe not 8 for 12, but it just looks so smooth. He looks so calm and collected. It's effortless when he's making these shots. I mean, it feels like Klay Thompson, Deron Lamb, Antonio Reeves.
Steph
Am I getting
Curry?
too crazy?
Larry
Steph
Bird?
Curry, Larry Bird.
Sure.
I mean, is this the Jackson Robinson we're going to get within reason all season?
Kevin Martin.
Ooh, I like the same shot.
That's my comp. Yeah.
I like how
Kevin Martin brings it from here and does it, but Jackson, he does it smooth. It just looks so nice.
And he'll just
Kevin
look a
Martin's
guy
just
in
who
the
I see.
eye as he's shooting it. He's got a little size to get over the top, even though his release is a little
Jackson
lower.
is very confident right now, and you can tell that. Like, he knows that he's playing the best basketball of his life, and outside of him, it really wasn't a great shooting night. Like, I think he went the 8 for 12, but then the 13 for 37. Do your math there, and it's not a great percentage, but all you need is just a few to fall. And you had Kerr got one to land during that 10-0, 18-0 run, whatever it was in the first half. So when all those things come together, it really doesn't matter who's hitting them as long as someone's hitting them.
One more player note, Andrew Carr, slow first half. Just had 2 free throws, 2 fouls, maybe a rebound. But I think he came in the second half, played really well, ended up with, I believe, 14, showed a little bit of a dunk, caught that pass from Kerr Kriisa. So worried about Carr a little early in the game. Even had some friends text me, what's up with our 4? Turned it on the second half. Just a little foul trouble. Just a slow start. A little cow nod there for anyone out there. Any other takeaways, Jack Pilgrim, before we go ahead and head and hear from Mark Pope?
I need to see a little bit more from Ainsley Almanor. I know he had a good debut, 5 of 7 in the first exhibition game, but he's just somebody that I'm watching. I'm just like, man, I'm waiting to see that breakthrough moment for him. So this is our rapid reaction challenge to Ainsley Almanor. I need a big season opener against Wright State from Ainsley Almanor. I'm calling my shot with him.
Called you out. Hopefully we have Amari Williams for that. If not,
that'd be
Ainsley
massive.
might have to play a little more.
Lamont Butler's on-ball defense is still really good. Don't know how many steals he had, but there was one where he ripped the guy in the middle of the floor. There was multiple times where you could tell that the point guard for Minnesota State was like, I do not want the ball right now.
Had one too.
So yeah, Ortega had a rip as well. Like, those two guys together just in the backcourt defensively are very, very tough. And when they're both that big and strong too, it's just going to be hard to score against. And the other way around, it's going to be tough to defend those guys too. So very pleased out of what I've seen from the backcourt so far.
Early in the summer, when Pope was on KSR, he said, I do not lose any sleep whatsoever about guarding guards. It was like, okay, that's a little weird. After seeing Lamont Butler, I get it. I wouldn't be losing sleep either. There will be a few, go blue indeed, there will be a few mismatch problems Kentucky will have to deal with, but any team that's got a good point guard, a scoring guard, I like Lamont Butler to lock him down.
Yeah. Lamont's a star, man. I like the Mark Pope line where he said you got to just guard your wallet anytime Lamont Butler's around because that dude is going to rip it from you. He's incredible. There's nothing else to say when a dude is the catalyst for a Final Four run, hits the game-winning shot to go to a championship game. There's nothing else I need to see. That guy is going to be there in all of the biggest moments for Kentucky this season. He's perfect. I love Lamont Butler.
So we had a lot of fun tonight. Like I said, got to get Amari back. But we had fun. What was it, 98 to 67? There we go. I got it. Figured it out. I have to walk down the street and now host the post-game show. Hopefully
your first time ever hosting. That's awesome, man.
Crazy,
I'm so proud of you.
I wonder how I turn that machine on. I hope there's calls. It will be a difficult. please call me. It will be a difficult show if you don't call in. But I got to head that way, and they got to head that way to go hear from Mark Pope in his second press conference. You might want to catch that door actually before we're not allowed in. So for Drew, Jacob, Jack, Zach, all of our friends here, the guy with the beautiful mullet whose name we don't know, Thank you for watching us here on YouTube. Stay on KentuckySportsRadio.com. We have plenty of stories to come. We'll have Pope's press conference. Steven's got all kinds of crazy things coming along. He does great work. I'm going to go down the street and yap on the radio. I hope you'll listen to that too. But for now, thanks for watching and go Cats.
The doors are unlocked.
And we're locked out. We're locked out.
We're locked.
Who can let us in? Seriously, we're locked out.
Oh,